racing immediately. But a champion becomes a legend. Makybe Diva wins it again.
Yes, yes, yes. Wins the Everest. Glen Boss wins another big one.
Welcome to a very special edition of Who's the Boss. We're just outside Geelong at a special place. It's the home of Tony Santic, who is the owner of Makybe Diva, which means it's the home of Makybe Diva. And I'm Adam Peacock, and over there is Glen Boss, and there's the legend herself,
Queen.
Bossy.
The Queen.
You've opened a few doors here for us.
Yeah, mate. We've this is the house that the Diva built. So,
Yeah.
And here's the girl, mate. She's rising 27 now. Would you believe? And just have a look at her. She's a ball of health.
And he's in charge because she's hungry, so she wants breakfast. She wants to go over and have
She's the
something
Diva,
to eat.
mate. She is the Diva, and that's the thing about it. You let her do whatever she wants because this is essentially her house. But
Yeah.
mate, honestly, Adam, every time I see her, I get a bit emotional. I really do. I just I don't know. I just owe her so much, and
She changed your life.
oh, she changed a lot of people's lives, and mine forever. And she's just such a beautiful, beautiful animal. Like,
Yeah, so characteristics about when you're a racehorse, when you're an athlete, I guess these athletes are on edge, but now deep in retirement, she's still got the characteristics,
well, like she's quite as a racehorse, she was quite a dominant, very dominant animal, and she's still got that trait. She's very much of a leaderish type animal. She's, but she's at the same time she was very kind.
Yeah.
Like I used to call her mum all the time. And when I was on her back, every time I'd mention her name, when I'd say mum, she would always, when I called her mum, one ear would always come back. So she was always listening to me. But now they're in retirement, mate, they just, what they do, they just become horses again, She become a mum.
Yeah.
And now she's just another horse in the paddock now, and
I'm just amazed at the health she's in.
Oh,
like
she's
at this
incredible.
age, what are we talking human years here? She's nudging 90.
Yeah, that's right. And look at her feet. I won't scare her, Tony.
There's the owner over there making sure we're doing things correctly. They're getting on fine. Yeah, but her coat, her mannerisms, how sharp she is.
What you see when they get a bit older, Adam, is their eye will get like a bit like shady.
Yeah.
But if you look at her eye, it's clear as like a marble, which is a clear sign of her health. And their feet, and their feet start to go. But if you look at her feet, they're just magnificent. So she's in great shape, mate. She might live forever, hey baby.
With her ability, and you've seen this year's Melbourne Cup, how far she win this year's Melbourne Cup by?
she would have won a lot of. Well, people don't. When she won the last one, everyone was saying, "Oh, the track was watered for her." She ran the 12th fastest Melbourne Cup in history, and she broke Northerly's record over 2,000 metres at Flemington, and that record might stand the test of time forever. No one's really got near that record at this stage. And Northerly was a superstar at his time, and she smashed his record over 2,000 metres on a firm track one day at Flemington. So, it didn't matter, conditions didn't matter to her. She was just a proper racehorse. You forget her record, 3 Melbourne Cups, a Cox Plate. She ran fourth in a Caulfield Cup, ran second in a Caulfield Cup, a BMW, a Sydney Cup.
Yeah.
These are records. And she beat champions. Like she beat Vinnie Rowe, who was the world's best 2-miler. She beat him on his own terms one day.
Now I know you don't like talking yourself up too much. You get humble, especially when you're in the company of the horse that took you to these.
Yeah.
But I had a look at these 3 Cup wins of yours, Bossy, and I reckon the least I can give you for those 3 rides is probably a 9.7.
Yeah.
Like they were all verging on 10s, if not 10s.
Yeah, but
How do you feel about them?
Oh,
all these
listen,
years later?
listen, I had so much trust in what I could do on her and what she was capable of doing. Adam, I was in a very privileged position to be on her. When I rode her, I could sit for a long time because, as you can see, she's a weapon, right? She's big and powerful.
So you say here.
Oh, mate, through the chest, through here,
Yeah.
and her ass, massive, right? And like you know, you're talking 20 years ago when she was at a peak.
Yeah.
Like, and to see her still this powerful, but can you imagine her 20 years ago?
Yeah.
A beast. So she had so much power, and when you let her go, it was no lag time when I asked her to go. It was so quick.
So some horses
some of them take a
bit.
long time to wind up. She had no lag time, and so I had the ability to sit much longer and just go bang.
Yep.
And out sprint everybody. So
She wants to go for a pizza in
Oh, mate, she
Tony's pizza oven over the back of us.
Mate, she gets to go wherever she wants.
So it's Tony back a camera there with the dog as well.
Yeah.
But she lives a good life down here.
Oh,
I'm
mate,
imagining.
Sue, who looks after her, who's been her carer, looks after her extremely well. And I mean, mate, she looks amazing, Tony. Little Poppy.
But yeah, the memories are.
Yeah, great memories.
What hits you when you see her again?
Oh, a lot of emotions because you know you're just very thankful
Yeah.
of what she did for me. You know, it's more of an appreciation type of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like,
She likes a clover.
mate, she just loves her feed. She's
Not
such
the grass.
She's
you
so
like the
cool.
clover. Maybe more nutrients than that.
But
I
she's
don't know.
happy, mate. She's a happy horse.
Yeah.
How could you not be happy on this farm? I'd be happy if I lived here as well.
It's not a bad place, is it? It's like 500 acres that Tony's got down
Yeah,
here.
there's a big property.
Rolling
and-
hills.
Yep, rolling hills, and this is essentially her house. So
Yeah.
it's always good to see in such great health, you know.
And the shrine inside
Oh,
as well.
oh my, it's incredible, isn't it?
The
All
saddle
the
cloths,
great memories,
yeah.
all the things she done. You know, Australian Cups and 3 Cups.
Yeah.
All the trophies there, and Tony's displayed in the cabinet.
Incredible.
But she's a pretty special animal, eh? Like,
Yeah.
you know, every time that someone comes here and they meet her, they kind of, it's a pretty cool feeling I like to watch, you know, like your emotion, like your feelings now. This is a pretty special, cool moment, right?
One of the first things that came back to me was that day at Flemington. I was lucky enough to be there, obviously not the centre of the universe that you
No.
were, but 120,000 people were there.
Yeah.
And the whole country was watching, and this is
Yeah.
20 years ago. It's hard to kind of fully paint the picture. It was a beautiful blue sky day.
Yep.
Got the perfect ride.
We got the perfect,
Had the perfect day. I mean, 120,000 people going off their brains.
We should get the other champion to come over here to meet one champion to meet the other.
Dermott Brereton is over there.
Dermy,
Special guest this
Come
week
and
on
meet-
Who's
come
the
and meet-
Boss.
the other two champions get together.
And I can tell you right now,
How are you, buddy?
that Makybe Diva is moving better.
Mate, this
than
is
Dermott Brereton.
This is a privilege, mate. How are you, mate? Great to see you, my man.
Great to see you.
Come and meet my girlfriend, mate.
Hey Derm, how are you?
She's beautiful, eh?
So we'll be chatting to
Makybe
Derm in
Diva.
a second about everything on Who's the Boss, but we'll let them.
I love the little name plate. on
Yeah.
there. Just an elegant touch of class.
Yeah, isn't it? Eh?
Oh, okay.
I know bugger all about racing, as you know, Bossy, but
Yep.
I do know this is history.
This is history, mate. This is the history.
What a girl.
Yeah, she's 26 now.
Yeah.
So you imagine, like, she at her peak 20 years ago
Mm.
when she won 05. She was just a weapon of a beast.
I remember when
A bit like you when you're winning all those premierships, mate. Like, you know.
mate, we dropped off the end real quick.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid and a horse called Kiwi won.
Yes.
And it was 7, and there was all this hoo-ha about how a 7-year-old won the.
Yeah. And
Melbourne
now it's
Cup.
very common, mate. The 7-year-olds, like, you know, like Visa Stina, who won our Cox Plate the other day. She was 7, and the horse that ran second is 7.
Yeah, Buckaroo.
Buckaroo.
Yeah.
So both by Fastnet Rock.
Well, what we're going to do on Who's the Boss?
Let's go.
We've got our special guest here, and he's probably a better talker than Makybe Diva. So
Yeah.
we'll interview Derm, and we'll let Bossy lead Makybe away, and we'll go and have a sit down and have a chat.
Let's go.
So we're sitting now, and Makybe's gone back to her paddock. She can't stay around for the whole chat, but Dermot's here, of course. Already introed Dermot,
Adam.
5-time Premiership winner, and Bossy. Wow, nice for you, mate.
Bossy.
Mate, this is a privilege, mate.
For me.
For me.
Me too.
We've got the cups here, of course. You can see the cups in the background, and we're here as well, thanks to our supporters at not only Ladbrokes, but also AirTouch. AirTouch help us out so much. I don't know if you got it set up at any of your abodes, Derm, but Bossy certainly does. He can sit here in Victoria and go on his app, air conditioning, I'll be home in a couple of hours. Let's set it up there in southeast Queensland.
Yep.
Walk in, there you go.
If they're having trouble at home, if it's too hot, or I can just sit here. And, well, what temperature you want it, and I just set it. Yeah, it's so easy.
Most I've got is at something that can feed the cat while I'm somewhere else.
They do
Yeah, that's about it. That's it. I have to get in. What's an AirTouch?
AirTouch.
Okay,
I've got to get one.
Yeah, all right.
And we've got to sort out Tony as well, because I'm sure Makybe has her barn up there. Maybe we can get the AirTouch in Makybe's barn too.
Well, she'd love that.
Hot summer days.
Hey, look, looking at a coat that you don't think she needs it though. She looks pretty shiny at the moment. She's
Absolutely. Your coat's looking pretty good as well, Dan. How you feeling?
I'm jealous too.
How you going?
I'm all right, a bit banged up, but that happened years ago, but it's starting to really come to the surface now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's... that's the job we had. But, yeah, going okay. Yeah, still working on Fox and flicking around, doing stuff here
They're
and there.
inviting you back each year. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I get the... someday I will get the DCM. Don't come Monday. But, yeah, hopefully we just hold that off a little bit longer.
And your spare time's taken up caravanning now, doing all around Australia. How about this adventure?
Bossy, I've just gone caravanning. My partner Julie, we went out to made contact with these. Went around, had a look at a few caravans. Went out to these people, Crusader, and we went out there and
Shout out to Crusader, mate. Great caravans. If you
and every time Julie came out with me to look at the caravan, it got bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Bigger. And in the end, we ended up with a caravan that when you ring up the caravan park, you say, they say, how big's your caravan? And they say, it's actually 10 metres. And they go,
Oh, wow.
can't fit you in. So it's limiting on where we can go, but it's a palace on wheels. It is beautiful. Yeah, loving it. We went up north and got some warm weather as soon as the footy season finished.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Do you so you work seasonal, obviously, with the footy, and you know exactly when your last day of footy is because they schedule it pretty well, the AFL, with that big game at the MCG. After that, it's you just want to enjoy life these days and get around the place, or have you got anything tying you down?
I used to actually always work right through doing, what you're doing now, working radio or TV in other ways. I did the show Getaway for 6 years.
Yep.
What a job that is.
What was the best one you went to? With
Best
Getaway?
place?
Yeah.
Well, I love my surfing. Not that I can do it anymore with my knee, but take surfing destinations out of it. Taormina in Sicily.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Oh, they've got nodding from the crowd.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just stunning. The Sicilians, you go to Italy and then you tour around and then you have a camera. When you've got a camera, you walk through a crowd, the crowd sort of go, where are you from? What are you doing? And you'd say to the people, they'd say, where are you from? They say, Australia, it's a travel show. And they'd say, what you do? I say, we're travelling around Italy. You're in Sicily now, no Italy.
Yeah.
Very proud of Sicily. But their food, their lifestyle, their climate, their architecture, their history, it's just a stunning, stunning place.
Yeah, and guessing that Getaway, that kind of scent is giving you the appetite to get in the caravan and, try and find a caravan park.
Yeah, in Sicily.
Firstly,
Have you give this caravan a name? Because some people, they give their caravans names.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I'll have to think about that. We'll work on that.
All right,
yeah,
good
that's
as
a
gold.
good suggestion.
You got around the place as well.
In a Winnebago. Me, Campbell Brown. Can you imagine?
You went away with Campbell Brown?
Yeah, on many trips with him in a Winnebago. And
You idiot.
Yes. How I survived.
Why would you do that? He's crazy.
Yeah, no. So we went around all around Australia Australia in doing that. Ty Keneally, he was on a bit of a trip.
Lovely lad.
Mate, he's a beautiful person, Ty.
I could be related to him. I don't know. My mother, on my mother's side, from Listowel, on my mother's side, she has relatives, Keneally's from Listowel in Ireland. So there's every chance I could be really related to him. We've never really examined it, but yeah, it could be. But he is a lovely lad.
Mate, you should go and have a look at that. Can you tell me about the round ball game over there, how big it is? He was showing me like vision of how big when their clans get together.
The Gaelic football.
It is like going to the MCG.
The GAA, yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
You were made for that. I reckon. I've seen some of those.
He was showing me some of the hits and that they do over there in their game. It's full, and so the punch ons they get onto, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny, life, we're on Tony Santic's farm.
Yep.
And he was obviously born in Croatia. His parents found a way out of Croatia, getting to Italy. It's an amazing story of fate. How, as I think he was a bub between his parents' legs on a boat that got out of Croatia all the way to Italy, and here we are, and he's made his life into an incredible story.
Australia's been unbelievable. We at this present time in history, we're bagging Victoria, Australia a little bit for things that have happened, but Australia has been wonderful for the making of so many people, like Tony's story. Yeah. But my parents came here in the 50s as well.
That's what I was going to
First generation, first generation. The old man held 3 jobs to pay for enough money to get my mother to come out.
Yep.
So, the opportunity that this land has supplied is just wonderful.
Yeah, so you've lobbed here the son of Irish immigrants.
Yep.
And, I mean, you start playing footy just for the fun of it, I'm guessing? Just for something to do on the weekends?
Because my older brother did.
Because your older brother did?
Yeah.
And then it's twisted and turned into the life that you live. But back to the start, why did you find the sport that you did?
Literally because my brother played it.
Yeah.
And kids follow the youngest boy tends to follow the next one up, and that's just...
Was he any good? Was he good?
It's fair to say I was somewhat better than him. But he was wonderful for me, not to delve too deeply in it, but historically all my great games that I played were in adversity, in finals or against really good teams. And that was a psyche. He was 2.5 years older than me and big for his age. So I always had a chance to beat him in the backyard, but I never, ever once did. Every time I'd come back thinking, today's the day in cricket or soccer or footy or accuracy or just darts,
marbles.
anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely marbles, anything. But I never did. But I always believed that today was going to be the day. And with more effort, I was going to win. So he benefited me enormously from that sort of childhood chasing my older brother with the feeling that I could achieve.
Yeah, so you never stopped striving.
No,
improving, trying to get better.
Yeah, well, you always believe the win's there, and that's what I say to young players. Once you lose hope, you're done. But if you can hope and think, I believe I can win this, that's hope. Yeah. And as long as you've got hope, you're a chance. Yeah.
Where did you get your hunger from, Bossy? Because it never seemed to dwindle.
No, they're very
like
similar.
Derm when he was on a footy field.
A very similar situation. Like, not that I had someone I was trying to beat, but I was always trying to better myself. Like, I just never stopped thinking I can be. And then you look at your mentors as you get into this role, and you think, and you kind of look at them like the Jimmy Cassies and Shane Dyes and the Mick Dittmans. And you want to be them, but better. You kind of want to evolve and be better. So, very similar.
Driving you along.
They just drive,
yeah. There's always something. There's always a game to win. There's always a race to win. There's always that competitive edge that you've got there dangled in front of you, so you may as well use it somewhere.
When we grew up, it was cricket and footy, wasn't it? That was what we played, So, were you any? What about cricket? Were you any good at that?
I was reasonably good at cricket.
Yeah. Because I hear that story often. If you're a good sportsman, you can kind of delve in. You could have went either way sometimes.
No, but not for me. No. I made That's galahs.
Yeah,
that's a
some
Corella.
galahs, mate. We're on a
Yeah.
farm.
That's a short-billed Corella, that one.
Beautiful.
I'm a bit of an
Listen to you.
ornithologist. I love birds. I do love birds.
good.
Yeah. And, well, that brother I was talking about, as a kid, the way we made pocket money, we started off with zebra finches, 75 cents a bird. We'd get trade in when we bred them, and then we progressed to bigger. More bountiful, exotic birds that were going to pay us a greater stipend when we took them back to the pet shop. So, and the way you do that is you study birds, you learn about them and how that... And so that was a short-billed Corella, I think, that went past there. I could just tell by the call, but anyway.
I can safely say that that's the first time in 5 seasons of Who's the Boss that someone has been able to identify a bird by sound.
Well, there's something that no one probably knew about you, Derm. Like, how good.
They think I'm crazy.
No, nothing wrong with that.
I forgot where we were.
Where were we?
About?
Footy, footy and cricket and choosing footy and cricket.
So I was... made a state squad as an under-16 as an opening bowler, but no, was never going to go on. Might have played district cricket, that's about it, but wouldn't have gone on anything more than that. But the one thing that people ask me, would you change anything? I might have handed back one premiership just to be the opening bowler for Australia. There's something about a bloke who runs in and can hurl the ball at 150 k per hour at somebody at the other end who's terrified. Yeah. Well, they're not that terrified
at the
these
MCG,
days. Oh,
in front of all those people.
Yeah.
Fresh deck. Imagine steaming in, just going, pushka.
Only one premiership you trade, though, for it.
Only one. I wouldn't give it.
You still got 4.
How did you find yourself... and how do you view it now? Not so much how do you find yourself, the story's well told about how you got to Hawthorn and where the team you ended up, but how do you view, when you look at it now, to find yourself in the environment when, again, talking about life's twists and turns, really you could have ended up at another club.
St Kilda was a very close zone in those days.
And you would have got nowhere near a grand final.
Who knows? I might have
you might have helped them to a grand final.
That's a little bit conceited, Bossy, but...
I'll take that back.
I have often thought about that. I wouldn't have minded playing in the same forward line as Tony Lockett.
As opposed to against him.
He was up the other end, thank God. Yeah.
But the great Danny Frawley was involved there as well.
Yeah, Spud played on me quite a few times.
He would have been an opponent. He's a big
body hulk. But people look at him and think he must have been a wrestler. He was good at it, but he was the fittest, beefy bloke you've ever seen. He had a really good tank. He'd have been your 2-miler in the horse world and looked like a sprinter. Okay. Yeah, but in reverse. He could just stay with you. Touch wood, love him to death. We had some real nasty incidents. But that's what the game was back then. I knocked him out once. There was a bit of byplay that happened before, but he could stay with me, because my major go was at my size, had a real good tank and a good kick. I wasn't quick off the mark, but a second to third gear I could go up. And Sputter didn't have that kick, but he had a real good tank, so he'd be a holder. He'd hold the jumper and he'd chop at the arm trying to get it. And then I stupidly one day said, do that again. And anyway, I thought, oh, no, I've made the threat. I have to follow through. So I backhanded him. He clipped me one back and I threw my arm back, the back of my elbow, and he got stretchered off. I got 5 weeks for that, though, and that created a fair bit of bad blood. But we patched it up, talked things through. He was a man's man, and he saw my side of it, and I definitely saw his side of it.
So the niggle, it was all about the niggle, and it got you to a point where you just had enough.
Yeah, well, I know it sounds simplistic, but our game, because it's 360 degrees, and in those days we only had the 2 umpires, people say, oh, that's part of the sport. They play outside the rules. They hold it. Yeah. And for someone like me who was reliant on movement, they'd hold. And so if they held, they'd beat me because most of my opponents, I think I played 211 games, and I ran out in the ground, I think 3 times, and I was taller than my opponent out of 211 games. Wow. So if the ball just came into a physical stand and deliver, push and shove, I had to do something extraordinary body work to take that mark. Otherwise, in just the Olympics, they outreach me. So if I'm held, that's my number one strength taken away. So I had to chop, I had to stop, I had to keep moving to get away from that. So, yeah, that was annoying when they did that. But he was a fantastic bloke. Could have been a teammate had mum and dad decided to move into a house one block away rather than... Yeah, and we moved around a little bit. The old man, being Irish, was fond of a drink.
Yeah.
He used to say, ye of the secret thirst. And so we'd end up moving houses. We couldn't afford to pay off that house, so we'd move into a rental. That'd be around the corner. That'd be in St Kilda zone, and then he'd make enough again, and then we'd move into our own home, and that'd be in Hawthorn zone. But legitimately, I at the time, at the right time in those years, I was a Hawthorn zoned player.
Yeah, so it's for the younger viewers of zones, it was back in the day, it was by geographical zone, not AFL draft or anything like that. It was straight up zones. But how the game was played, how would you describe it to, someone under the age of 30 after the game, became sanitised, a lot more cupboards, a lot more cameras?
Oh, my God. Still a great game.
Different,
still difficult, still physical.
Contested, all of that, but in a different way.
It was all that. The tempo slowed down. We played just as fast as they do now, but we started slowing down by quarter time. They're still going quick to the end because we didn't have the technology of the human physiology side of things where we didn't utilise interchange.
Yep.
So we were going just as quick as them till quarter time, and then the dip starts coming, how long you can hold that. And you did have to conserve energy at times. There's that aspect, but it was all those things about how competitive it is and a touch of brutality as well. You could actually go out there and what you get 5 or 6 weeks suspension for now was actually a legitimate play in AFL back in my day, and that, i.e., that's a shirt front, a charge at somebody, looking to turn your shoulder and put your shoulder into their head, and it's called scramble them. And that was, the commentators would even go, what a wonderful shirt front. These days, the only thing they don't do is bring in the divvy van and take you away. So it was brutal.
It's a brave game, isn't it? I grew up in a rugby league area, Queenslander, so I was staunch rugby league. And when I moved to Melbourne, Victoria, many years ago, and I lived here for about 10 years, I become fascinated by the game. And I'll sit there now, Derm, on a weekend, and I'll watch 3 or 4 games of AFL, even if it's not my team, just to watch the game. But I'll watch one game of rugby league now, which will be my Brisbane Broncos. I'll watch them. Yeah. But I'll watch many games of AFL because they're great athletes. They're brave. Going up and not knowing where this is going to come from. Yeah. And they're head over the ball all the time. Things like that I quite admire. Yeah,
I think rugby league, both forms of rugby are incredibly grueling. They are just, and I've done a few of those promo days, and they say, let Derm tackle you, and you'll get one of these big Islander boys run at you, and they'll take it at about 40%, and they'll knock you off your feet. But don't let go. Pride doesn't won't allow you to let go.
Could you have handled it as an athlete?
I'd have loved it. Yeah, because every play's a challenge.
Yeah.
Every play's a challenge. You're right, AFL football, there's a bravery aspect to it because you don't know where it's coming from. No. It happens less often.
And if you hesitate, you think about that all of a sudden you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And
it's happened to everyone. The ball sits up there, and the position I played, put under pressure my teammates up the field. I'd lead, and then the likes of Spud would be behind me, chasing at full pace, and the kick would go up, and I'd have to stop. And so they've got to run up at you.
Yeah, you know it's coming.
Here it comes. But you have to stand there. You just have to stand there.
It's a bit like Bossy. I keep on marvelling at Bossy's caper with anyone that sits on a horse and does what they do. Yeah. 60 k's an hour plus.
But it's just your chosen sport. And I've said this often. Once you step over that white line, that's what you're and you know what I mean. You know the consequences, you know what the outcome could possibly be, but you don't think about that. You just play the game.
Yeah.
And same with our sport. Once you get on their backs, you understand the consequences. You deal with it when it may happen, but you don't think about it. Like the injuries or something might happen. You're just so locked into what you do.
Can I ask a question?
Do it.
I can actually ride, but that's completely different to what you blokes do. Is there a rhythm involved, a smooth rhythm when you blokes are like in the saddle, up out of the saddle, and it looks like your body's horizontal with the ground. Is there a rhythm with your hands and shoulders as you do that the horse can feel? And can the horse notice the change in rider?
Yeah, the whole thing, good question, because the the thing is, these become the shock absorbers, your big muscles, and your core is so essential. Like, you've got to be so strong through your core. So, you're balancing and, like you stand on a tightrope, basically. That's what so, and your job is not to interrupt the horse. Keep that rhythm and flow, because, when they're doing 65, nearly 70k an hour, when they're in the air, any interruption, they have to adjust to you on their back. So anytime they have to adjust, that's power they're losing or strength, because they have to move with you. So you have to be so still and just rhythmic that basically they feel like there's no one on their back.
Yeah, right.
That's the key. Less is more. Because every time, like I say, every time you move, that's energy that they have to use to offset what you're doing, and that takes away their speed.
That's my first ever riding lesson.
Well, and also doubling as the best horse racing jockey information question that we've ever had on this podcast. So thank you.
Honestly, no one's ever asked that. That's a great question, Derm. Yeah.
Because, in our sport, even running, we actually ran further in our day because it turned into an endurance sport. My average would be around 14 Ks, which is what the midfielders do now.
And sprinting too a lot, right? You're not just running.
Well, we would do about a kilometre of sprints all up. They're doing like 4 or 5 now kilometre sprints because they're interchanging so much. So we'd have to conserve energy. But if you're not in a rhythm and when you're running, you are labouring and you're flagging, and then the end comes pretty quick. You drop off.
Oh, yeah. Heart rate, trying to keep your heart rate down and your breathing is very, very, very important. Because
you're still fit now, so what would your resting heart rate be?
When I was riding, I was about 38 beats a minute.
38?
Yeah, that was my resting.
That's Miguel Indurain in the Tour de France.
That was my resting heart rate.
I was going to say, I'm thinking...
I was about 6-7% body fat, 8% body fat all the time, which is incredibly low.
I'd have thought it was going to be low, not that low. Yeah, wow.
I had a fall one day, Dermot. I had a fall, and I remember at Flemington, and the ambulance is right there, right? So they picked me up within 30 seconds. They're right. So they put the thing on, and I was 80 beats a minute, and she goes, "There's something wrong with this machine." After a fall, I was only 80 beats a minute. Yeah, incredible.
I don't know what
How can you be laid back like that after?
No, but my stress
fit.
levels weren't. If I was stressed, it wouldn't go up.
There you go. When I woke up, I was 43.
Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty good for an old bloke.
Mate,
but it's not 38.
But that's you still got a good tank. See, that means. That way. No.
Hey, at the top of the show, we mentioned Bossy's 3 perfect days, the 3 10 out of 10 rides to win the 3 trophies that are sitting behind us here at Tony's property. But, Derm, did you ever have a perfect day in your career?
I'd love to say yes, but look, perfect days are grand final wins. But if you're talking about a player playing well, everything goes right. I had one day in 1985. I did everything, marked everything that came my way. I'd be taking a breather and the opposition would be kicking the ball back in and my man would run off and the fullback would kick it off this side of his boot and I go, all right, bang. Just stuff like that happens once in a career for me. But you have your moments where you see it unfold. You know it's unfolded quicker than your opponent and you get to it and you make it happen.
Yep.
So you have those moments where you're in control of those moments.
Because it's like, when it's that old cliche, when they say when someone gets a ball and it looks like they've got so much time and time just slows down around them. Certain players, I put it down to their brain sees things and the vision that they have, and then it just tells their body what to do next. They're not standing. What I'm trying to say is their brain is telling them, so they're just reacting. They're not hesitating. They're just reacting to what's going on.
I used to do it. Do you mentally rehearse stuff just when you shouldn't be doing it? Like
I'm always.
Both my kids are grown up now. One's 26, one's 30. And I can remember stuff like you're holding your child wrapped up, and you're walking down the stairs with them, and you think, what would I do now if I slipped and fell? And just as you're walking down the step, you mentally rehearse, how would I turn the child to protect? So you're always rehearsing bad situations, how to make them right. And I think that is a vestige of a football career, a sporting career where something's presented that's an obstacle. And how do you overcome that obstacle? And it's not great. It dominates the way I think. Yeah. And I find myself, mind's actively going too much sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, the obstacle being Essendon's huddle at quarter time.
They were in the way. Three-quarter time.
Three-quarter time, sorry. Three-quarter. It was late in the game. You're a bit...
And angry.
Yeah, but like, how good though. What a moment though. What you just did that spontaneous, right? You just went...
Yeah, it was spontaneous, but there's been a fair bit of anger leading up to it. Yeah.
Like being a leader, you'd kind of thought...
Oh, no, I got told off for it. No, make no mistake. But genuinely, I just looked at mine and I was running with my best mate, Whitty, Chris Whitman, number 10, and he started veering out. And I thought, because he started veering out to go around the Essendon group, I've gone... No, I'm going through.
Straight through.
Yeah. I look at it now and think... And the only way I can do it is put somebody else's head on my shoulders. What would I think of that person? I'd say, you're a dill.
Well, there's a few players like that in the modern game. Like I look at a player like Toby Green, and he's always being judged for the actions that he does, which might be on the edge of the rules or just over past where you're meant to be.
Get that.
As a player. Do you look at a player like him and go, no, son, don't do that? Or is like, yeah, you're relatable.
He's the one player since I've retired that I look at and go, so there's a fair bit of me in you.
Yeah.
It's funny you brought him up. Yeah. No, I do see that.
Yeah.
I think he's looking for any advantage he can get.
That's right.
He's judging the rules as if they're malleable, and he can just start squeezing them and push them in certain areas and try and get the benefit for his team out of those rules.
Jockeys were like that. The ones some of the greats have lived right on the edge.
Oh, you do.
They?
You're riding that fine line all the time. You know, it's an incredible and there's certain guys that could push the boundaries so far but stay within the boundaries. But there's other guys that couldn't get anywhere near that. You know, but that's the game that we're in. You know, and that's just sport, right? It's any sport. You know, I love that.
How's the media treating you? You've been in it for a long time, which is an achievement in itself.
I was chatting before we came on, and somebody asked me, you think footballers are competitive? You wait till you get a footballer in the media. Does he guard his job in the media? And if you challenge somebody's idea in the media, or do they come back hard at you?
Is that right?
And no names. I've been in at Fox, and there'll be a group of us, you know, because we'll be covering several games at once, and then during the games we come up and watch. A couple of different shows are happening all at once, and I'll be like, and I'll make a statement, blah 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 blah, da 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 da. And lo and behold, later that night, that statement comes out in somebody else's show, and I thought, I've heard that before.
That's good material. I'll use that.
And you get no. Thanks to Derm for planting that seed.
I was talking to Dermott Brereton before, and he mentioned the fact that...
No, there's none of that. No, that's theirs. The first to use it, that is theirs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, they're competitive off the ground. Yeah.
Enjoyable, though?
It is. It's a great job.
Is it a job? Talking about footy?
Well, it is. I mean, I try not to do Hawthorn games because I still love the club.
Yep.
And once you start having love for something, you don't see it as clearly.
Yeah.
Well, you do see it, but you get a bit jaundiced in your views. Yeah. So I try not to do the Hawthorn games. And where's my mate Piggy Dunstall? He's gone the other way. He gets Hawthorn games and he is overly critical on Hawthorn to try and balance it. But it stands out. It's a great job because I'm getting to do what I love. I get to go and watch what I love, and it keeps my mind active. And yeah, the game's changed a bit, but it's.
But you see the game. I love watching commentary because, like, you instinctively see the game and then you relay that to the audience. So, like, I'm listening because there's some things you say, wow, I just learnt something. Then, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of that mentality. I want to watch you.
So the mentality of that style of commentating is, I'm not a coach and I don't like to tell people what to do, but I try and commentate as if I've got a young footballer with me and we're going to try and give him a few hints and educate him and tell him a few things.
Well, that's how it comes across.
As an older teammate, not a coach,
no.
As a teammate trying to instill a bit of knowledge about the game. But yeah, I love it. It's great. Still enjoy it. It's changed a bit, the game, but it's still essentially the essential ingredients of what makes football are still there. It's just been tweaked a little bit these days.
Never had the opportunity to coach or never gave yourself the opportunity to go down that path?
I've had 3 offers at coaching senior. So and I genuinely now wish I had done it. It's an area which is not fulfilled. I've been to certain places. I've heard certain coaches that are just legendary voices and figures on the AFL landscape, and I haven't passed that on in a true form. I don't think I was completely cut out to be a senior coach, but to coach specifications on certain areas of the ground, I think I can do that pretty well.
Where were the offers? So for head coaching roles, were they?
Yeah. Well, it all worked out for the better. North Melbourne, they offered me the job, and in the end, I thought, no, I got horribly injured for the last 3 years with my hip, and I was told by the doctors to retire, and I refused to. Refused to retire. I can do it.
Is that Irish blood in you?
Yeah, I can do it. That's just another challenge. And they got a bloke called Dennis Pagan, which worked out well for them.
Yeah,
that worked out very, very well for them. But I was only about 27, 28 when they offered me the job.
Wow.
Yeah.
And went on to Dennis. He went on to train a horse and
win a Victoria Derby.
How good? I mean, his mindset to transform over that to do. He trained a Derby winner. Like he's not long into his training career. What a respected person he is around town. He's
fantastic fella.
Hey. So he took
these little colloquialisms and these little sayings. So, like, if somebody played a good game, well done. Silence. Some played a good game. Silence. Next week they played a bad one after they did an interview about their previous team. He says, "Oh, welcome to Media Street, son."
Yeah.
stuff like that. He was very good with those.
He must have been a pleasant. I don't really know Dennis that well, and I upset him one day. Unfortunately, I didn't mean to do it. With his horse, he was running.
He gets the stare up.
Oh my God! Yeah, didn't he come back at me with spades? But
what'd you do?
Well, the horse that won the Derby for him,
Johnny Get Angry.
Johnny Get Angry. He was going to run him in the Melbourne Cup, and his form was horrible. And I said, mate, what are they doing? They shouldn't be running this poor horse. And didn't they? He come back at me like I said something to his children or something. But that's, you can understand, when he's a coach, he's protective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of his product. So I get that.
They're your flock. Yeah. The other one was Carlton.
Yeah.
I got summoned. You don't get requested to go to John Elliott's home. I got summoned to his home, and he said, "I reckon you can coach." And I went, "On, I'm not so sure." He said, "Well, here you go. This is going to be it. How much are you making in the media?" And I went, "X amount." And he went, "Oh, you're getting overpaid." And it went on, and Amanda was there, and he said, "Right, what's your answer?" So, you've just asked me. It's day one. I'm going to go home and chat to my wife, who's my ex-wife. And I went home and as soon as I'm walking out, Amanda said, she said out loud, she's brazen, she just said, "He's not going to take it." I go, "What?" And she said, no, if he has to consult his wife, he's not going to take the job. And I'm going, oh, okay, mate, all right, well, we'll see how we go. I kind of wanted to, but I went home and my wife said, if I'm married to a coach, I'm not going to be married anymore.
Oh, wow, yeah.
She didn't want to be married to somebody who was married to a job.
Because it consumes your whole life, doesn't it? It's 24/7.
Yeah.
You know, you don't quit when the boys go home. You're thinking about.
Oh no!
You know,
and the phone goes at any time of the night.
Yeah.
But then you split up anyway, so...
Yeah, I know.
I'm just trying to put it all in my head. Anyway, good times. Yeah.
Terribly. And the other one was...
Shit happens.
I was on the board at Hawthorn and we ran into some issues and Ian Dicker said to me, some of the players have come to me and said they want you to coach. Will you coach us? And I just said, no, I'm on the board.
Okay.
I will not make that jump. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm getting thirsty.
Shall we?
Just all this talking.
Okay.
I've been in a caravan and there's no watches in caravan.
No, there isn't. Correct.
Yeah.
It's half past. It's half past. So, Derm, you're going to do something, mate. We're going to do something. Have you ever had a drink over a Melbourne Cup?
An AFL Cup, but not a Melbourne
Yeah, no,
one.
Melbourne Cup.
No.
We're about to have it. All right, here we go.
Tradition here.
No. Chat amongst yourselves.
Do you want to get them or I'll get them?
I'll get them.
Yeah.
You chat. I'll get them.
We'll chat.
He said,
It's my shout.
yeah, well,
Thanks, mate.
you know when you're in a rooms after the game and you pass the cup around, you have a sip, it tastes horrible out of there. You don't get any in your mouth because the
dregs.
cup is so big, it more gets in your face and that and the likes. Although we did put bread in a cup once. After I put tip-top bread in the cup. After a grand final.
What?
Well, I was the tip-top man in Melbourne.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
For
and
commercial
that was-
purposes.
yeah. And we got told off for it. But Tip Top came to me and said, are you going to win? And I went, yeah. And they said, can we put bread in the cup? And I went, oh, no, I don't. And then they said, there's 25,000 in it for you. And I went,
Oh, yeah.
let me work on that.
Yeah.
And went to the club and the club said, yeah, we're taking half though. So, and then I split the 12 and a half with the rest of the players.
Happy days.
Well, here's to half past. Here's to half past.
Here's the Melbourne Cup.
Here's to half past. There you go, boys.
Cheers.
Cheers to you, mate. Half past.
Oh, missed a bit. Cheers.
How's a Asahi chaser of a...
Coffee.
You right?
It obviously goes real good. Good, eh?
Yeah, that was just going to go off.
Of course it was.
Let's get to Bossy's best right now. What a weekend of racing we've got. We've got 3 Group 1s to start things on Derby Day. We've got the Golden Eagle in Sydney and, of course, the race that stops the nation first Tuesday in November, just after that with the Melbourne Cup. So, Bossy, with Bossy's best, we're going to start with the Victoria Derby, the time-honoured, at Flemington.
Yep, 2,500 metres, yeah. If anyone's seen Observer win at Moonee Valley last Saturday, Moonee Valley, it'll be winning the Derby by... as far as you can kick a football term, swear to God, 50 metres on the fly.
15 now.
No. He was outstanding last start, and he'll be winning the Derby for fun. They'll be running for second and third.
So Mark Zara, Kieran Maher.
Yep.
That combination there.
It'll just be bolting in.
Are you a believer in the Derby being 2,500 metres, or it's come up again this week?
Yeah, it always does.
Cut it back to 2,000?
I think, listen, I've been a massive fan of the race, but I think it should always be 2,000. These horses are juveniles. And it would be a better race, but traditionalists say, no, you've got to run over 2,500. But I think, personally myself, would be a better race over 2,000 metres.
You'll be there in the bag of fruit, Derm?
I will, and as I've told many times before, I went to 7 Melbourne Cups before I saw a horse.
Yeah.
I struggled to get out of the
Birdcage
back in the day. Yeah, so I enjoyed the races.
Yeah, plenty of lubrication.
Yeah, we'd go for that and other things. Yeah.
I haven't finished mine if you want to finish yours.
We'll give it another crack.
Let's get to Sydney on Saturday because it's the Golden Eagle as well. So we've got the 3 Group 1s and some great races that the Oaks lead up with the Wakeful and everything at Flemington. But you can't look past this Golden Eagle quickly become what it's become.
$10 million race now, $7 million to the winner.
So from Rosehill to Randwick, they moved it. Golden Eagle, Glen Boss. At Randwick, what wins this one?
Well, J. Max staying in in Sydney, the world's best jockey currently, and he's.
I did well one of the days last year. I just backed him every race.
Yeah.
In the carnival and made a bit.
Yeah. He just kills it.
Yeah.
Like
He won about 7 out of the.
He's like the new. He's like the bar that's been set.
He's the Lee Matthews.
He's unbelievable, mate. This kid.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting.
No.
Yeah.
But he's a good subject to talk about. But he's staying up in town to ride his favourite horse, Autumn Glow, in that race. She's drawn the middle. She's drawn 9. Big field, but she's got tactical speed. And she's a weapon, a proper weapon, mate. It'll be winning. It'll be winning. But they've got Japanese raiders that come for it, so a couple of French. So it's become an international race. So it's going to be a good spectacle.
Top race, and also Dermott, on the day. Of course, you're happy in life, but on the day, tell me about this concept. The ATC in Racing New South Wales have got this system. It's not only the Golden Eagle; it's called the Golden Mingle.
Oh yeah.
They want to create like couples at this race. So what you do, if you're single, you wear a green badge.
Yeah, that means you can go.
And it's a free-for-all.
It's the reverse of taking your wedding ring off.
Yeah. Yeah, correct.
What the?
It's an interesting concept, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see where. It's not exactly to throw your car keys into the bowl, is it? But it's a little bit more.
Yeah, advertising, free advertising. I'm out there.
There you
Good
go.
luck to it. Well, I have to give it to New South Wales.
Oh, mate,
they're having a crack.
They're
aren't
having a crack, mate.
Really chasing that Victorian spring carnival.
Oh, don't worry. They've got a stranglehold on it at the moment.
And by the sounds of it, there'll be a bit of chasing at Randwick on Saturday. Let's get to the Melbourne Cup. So, Bossy, a few days ahead of.
Yep.
We sit here and we ponder what wins this year's Melbourne Cup. I look at this race and I go, what?
Yeah.
Australian form, American form, French form, Japanese form, English form. They're coming from everywhere.
Well, yeah, El Rafa's got to come over here. He won the Orange St. Ledger by an absolute street, but he's got to come here with 59 kilos, which is it's unheard of. Makybe won it with 58, but she was a super champion, and it's hard to do. So he's going to have to be some hell of a horse, Dermott, to win with 59.
You have to be a brute to carry that weight.
Mate, he's a big horse apparently, but when you're giving over that distance, Dermott, when you're giving a lot of weight away to some horses in pretty good form, it's almost impossible. Yeah. He'd have to be I'll stand up and applaud. If he wins, I'll just stand there and applaud because we've seen something special. But then you got half yours who's, sometimes you try and ignore the obvious. He's flying. He's won the Caulfield Cup. He's got 53 kilos. And I love to see horses who are trending in the right direction. And when you throw something at them, they rise to the occasion and then step up again. So he's that type of horse. But in saying all that, the best form going into this year's Melbourne Cup is the weight for age form, and that's Buckaroo. He tested Via Sistina. He's one of the world's best horses. Sir Delius was the actual favourite. He tested him a few occasions, who unfortunately got ruled out through injury. So Buckaroo, he's got 57 kilos in this year's Melbourne Cup. In the Melbourne Cup, he brings the best form. So I'm going with Buckaroo.
We'll have to check the conditions, obviously, because there is rain forecast.
Yeah, that won't bother him.
Yeah, which kind of blunts my enthusiasm for the Japanese horse that's there, Chevalier Rose.
Yeah.
I kind of picked out, but the Japanese horses so well. They like running
They love firm tracks. Yeah, Maydam is another one. J-Max riding Maydam. He was actually really good in the Caulfield Cup, 3 wide the whole way. They brought a European jockey over. He just completely lost his mark, and the horse was very good through the line. So Maydam is probably, I think there'll be a lot of money for Maydam on the day.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Derm, thanks for joining us today.
Cheers, Thank you.
Not a bad
There's a caravan parked out the front. You need to go and get back in the caravan.
We're at Tony's place here out the back. I'm down by the Seaside Caravan Park. I'm parked in there.
It's pretty good here, isn't it?
Yeah,
hey, Bossy, before we go, can you just get that cap, if possible, the IPE? Because we've got to mention our great friends at IPE. We mentioned AirTouch before, and IPE events. Yep. They're running 4 big days at the Flemington Carnival. If you're around on Oaks Day, there's still a couple of spots.
The winning post, is it? Yeah. On the inside of the track.
Inside, it's great.
You cannot get a better spot.
Yeah, It's awesome. Great view. You'll get looked after. Plenty of places to have a little flutter. Plenty of places to have a drink and enjoy yourselves and socialise.
So when the cameras are watching the horses go past the post, that's IPE on the inside, looking at them. metre you away.
And you look back at
literally,
you're
yeah.
looking back at the crowd, and it's the best spot.
Stunning spot.
Yeah.
So ipevents.com.au to get across that and have a look at what you want to get along to, because they not only do horse racing, they do some great events in 2026 with State of Origin and Wallabies
F1.
tests and everything.
It's all on.
Exactly. And they run a great pre-grand final lunch, I think, on the Thursday in Melbourne. They pack it out as well. So, Derm, unreal, mate.
My pleasure.
Have
Thank
another
you.
cheers. Another cheers.
Cheers, mate.
What are you having the one-eyed drone?
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
There's a couple of dregs in here. There's no bread in there, but yeah.
Mate, this has been a pleasure. Thanks, Derm. I've been looking forward to this one for a long time, mate. You're an absolute cracking star, mate.
Cheers,
Appreciate
buddy.
it.
Thanks, Bossy.
Thanks, Derm.
Thanks, sir.
Cheers,
Get
mate.
red.
Hope you enjoyed that video. There's plenty more content like that on this platform. But, Bossy, what do you need to do first?
Adam, like and subscribe.
It's that simple. Like and subscribe. Plenty more from Who's the Boss on the way.